Hey, it's good to see you again. Um, I wanted to take some time to kind of uh, fill you in on where I've been and some things I've kind of learned along the way. Because I think some of it's important, and I think some of it might be encouraging to a degree. So, I kind of hope this video is kind of a Kickstarter to um, a lot more, I guess, in the near future. But first off, I kind of just wanted to apologize for being gone for so long. I know it's been 5 months or something, 5 or 6 months, and I keep feeling like a lot has happened in that time frame when it really hasn't. The most that's happened is I moved around March, and the rest has just kind of been mental stuff for the most part. And that's not to minimize it, but nothing physically has been keeping me away from this channel. In terms of mental stuff, I kind of went through this new cusp of thinking around the same time. It was around mid-March or so, where a few things kind of just all happened together to kind of push me out of my comfort zone in a very good way. And one vital thing that I learned that I hope I can pass on to you, and that is encouraging to you, is during all of my moving stuff, a very good friend of mine was kind of helping me cope with how nerve-wracking it was. At least to me, that's how I was perceiving it. It really, in hindsight, it really wasn't, but I was not handling it well. And there were a lot of things going on to make me feel like my housing situation was kind of up in the air, which is very nerve-wracking. And so I was keeping her updated with all of this, and she had such a positive outlook, and she had such a belief that it was going to turn out fine, that I was really clinging onto her hope, if that makes sense. And at one point, she told me, if you can't believe in yourself, if you can't believe in the situation by yourself, then at least believe in my belief in you. And that struck me as so profound, because nobody's ever told me that. And it kind of went against the grain of the whole concept that I was raised under, and that I've carried with me into an adult of, I have to believe in myself, I have to love myself, I have to do everything by myself. And for the first time, I was kind of given permission to not feel bad that I wasn't able to do that for myself at this point in time. I was given permission to trust somebody else. And, at the time, that meant a lot, because her judgment of the situation and her perspective of it, I trusted much more than my own, and it meant so much to be able to say, or to just be able to think to myself, I can't feel like this on my own, but if she's able to see something that I'm not currently able to see, then I'm going to trust that. I'm going to trust her because I know she's a trustworthy person. She's a very close friend. So that was something that was very pivotal and that I really want to pass on to you guys, because you have no idea how much faith I have in you as a person, as someone who's becoming an adult, as someone who is already an adult. I have so much faith in you, and you carry around with you, just by nature of hearing your stories and where you've been and where you're going, you carry around with you so much wisdom that is going to sprout into something so much larger than you and I can even comprehend. And I don't ever want you walking away from this channel or this video or any of these videos here without the knowledge that I have a profound faith in you. And if you ever find yourself in the spot where you can't have that for yourself, then I want you to think of me, and I want you to think of this channel, and I want you to remember that I have that for you. Believe in my belief in you if it is the last thing that you can do, because it's there and I have it, and it's not going to go anywhere. You know, it doesn't matter who you are or where you are in life. There's nothing that can take that out of me for you. So I just hope that's something that maybe you can carry around, because it was an important tidbit for me. Secondly, something I've learned along the way, and this video will contribute to this point. I've learned how important it is to create and to just get things out of you in some sort of expression. It's very important to try to release that in some way, because if it's important to us, if it's important to our mind, whether it be good, bad, or otherwise, it warrants expression. It warrants some sort of tangible life to it. And it doesn't have to be a polished product, like ever. It really doesn't. And that is currently something I'm trying to get over, and that was one of the big reasons why I've not made a video in so long, is because I have so many expectations of what I want these videos to be like, because they mean so much to me. I have such a conviction for this channel and for making these videos, and I don't want to put out something that isn't beneficial, or that wastes your time, or that wastes my time. And even making this video right now, I've probably remade it in some fashion about 5 times over the past couple of days, because I can't seem to say what it is I want to. And I'm hoping I nail it with this one, but we'll see how it goes, because in the end, again, it doesn't have to be perfect. This platform is a way for me and you to interact from wherever you are. This is a way for me to reach out to you and to tell you these things, because I know they're important, you know. And it doesn't matter if the video quality is shit, or if the mic quality is shit. Am I ever going to get a Blue Yeti or something like that? I don't know, probably not. But none of that matters, because the message is what is important, and that was the entire bedrock of this channel to begin with. Was it's a way for you and I to interact, and for all of us to interact with each other, you know. And I can't lose sight of that for the sake of perfection, for the sake of appearance, for any of that. So I hope this video is kind of a stepping stone in that direction. I hope it's a stepping stone in the direction of you getting to see me, and for me to be even more authentic with you as I can be. Because at the end of the day, what am I hiding? What is in, what are we hiding? There's nothing to hide. So it's, I feel like along this way I've made the decision that I want this to be a significant part of my life, but if I'm not willing to be fallible with y'all, if I'm not willing to produce a video like this every now and again, that's just kind of a catch-up video that is still completely from the heart, but it's not polished, then I'm not being fully authentic. I'm not being fully real with you. And that is the ultimate goal here. So I want to encourage you with that note to never forget to be authentic with yourself. I know it's a little harder to be authentic with other people. That's something that we're all kind of on the path with, and believe you me, I'm right there with you, buddy. I'm right there with you on that path, so you're not alone. But and all of you prove it to me and prove it to yourselves every single day, because you tell me your stories. You tell me all of these things that have happened in the past, that are happening now, the things you're afraid about in the future. You tell me all of this, and you have no concept of how much respect I have for you, because you have an inherent bravery that I can only begin to comprehend. And you have a future that is so incredible that I hope, again, you'll believe in my belief in you when I say that there are things coming that you and I can't even begin to comprehend. Good things, amazing things, and I feel that in my bones, and I want you to be able to cling on to that as much as I do, because from here on out, I don't ever want to lose sight of that, So be creative, be authentic, go start an ASMR channel, just off the cuff, just go start one. And if you do, link me to it, because I don't want to lose, any sort of sight of the things that you guys are into or the things you are making. I want to be involved, You and I, we're family to some, giant web of degree. You may be all the way over there, and I'm all the way over here, but we're still family, And that's another thing I've learned in the end, is that I kind of have this bigger sense of connectedness now than I did, and it helps me to feel more grounded. It helps me to feel like, I am heard, I am understood, because we're all just going through a human experience. And to that degree, we all have at least a little bit of empathy, if not a lot of bit of empathy, for anything that's going on, and having that sense of kind of oneness with everyone is, I don't know, it helps keep me in some plane of present moment, and that's not something that I'm historically good at. So that's another little tidbit there. So I hope all of that information is sufficient to say that, you know, I want you to continue being authentic with me, and I will continue being authentic with you guys. And I want to be, I hope it continues to go without saying that I want to be involved. I want to continue hearing your stories. Never, some folks, you know, apologize for long comments and apologize for, you know, details and stuff. You never have to. I perfectly understand where you're coming from, but I don't ever want you to feel any sense of shame or regret from that authenticity. There is such a degree of respect and inspiration that comes from you being able to do that. To me, that is step number one of being able to say, I own this part of myself, or I own this part of my story, and I'm working on myself. There's nothing cooler than that, you know. Again, we're all just having a human experience, and we're all working on ourselves in individual ways, and being able to see with my two eyes that that's what's going on, or to see that the cogs working in your head is the coolest thing on the face of earth, you know, because whenever I read those things, again, whether good, bad, traumatic, inspirational, or not, no matter where your story or your comments fall along this spectrum of experiences, I read those and I can feel how much potential is in those, how much potential is going to be here for you in the next day, in the next week, the next month, in the next year. So much is going to happen in your favor. So much is going to happen that you and I can't even begin to comprehend, that you and I can't even hope to write out in our wildest dreams. So I want to pass that hope and that faith on to you that this isn't the end. There is so much more coming that is going to rock your world. This brief kind of epiphany that I've had recently has completely rocked my world. I don't want to say that I'm a completely different person, or, you know, this has completely changed everything in my life. But I do want to say that I feel new in a lot of ways. And again, I hope this video is square one of me being able to create without any inhibitions, because it's not about a polished product. And I'm learning to try to do that with multiple things, and I'm learning to try to be a part of team efforts to create things that are worthwhile because of the message, and maybe not because it is, you know, some perfect thing, because it's not about that. It's not about that in the end. So I hope that this has been encouraging in some way. I hope this has been reflective. I hope I've given you some sort of space to reflect on yourself and see if any of this may be applicable to you. if any of this, reaches out to you in a specific way that is maybe something you needed to hear. When I post this, I'll post some more stuff in the comments for you guys to read and, get into and all of that. So I think I will probably stop this now, but please be expecting stuff in the future. This isn't, I'm going to try to make a promise to you that this is not going to stop here. I want to be connecting with you guys more regularly, because I think, I don't want to say I think I get it now, because I feel like that sense has been there since I got my first comment, since any of you started talking to me in a direct way, since I started listening to your stories. That sense has been there. But the sense of, if I'm feeling like I can make a video, then maybe I should. Instead of trying to wait and wait and wait for this perfect opportunity, because it doesn't exist. The perfect opportunity does not exist, no matter what I've been led to believe. So, I hope that is also a final note, a final food for thought there, is that the perfect opportunity doesn't exist. The only perfect opportunity we're given is now. And we have to use it. Maybe not even wisely, but we do have to use it, because it's all we're given. So, with that, I will see you guys very soon. I hope this video was worth your time and your listening. I definitely appreciate it, as I always do. And I will talk to all of y'all very soon. Bye.